Warriors for Christ is a 501c3 nonprofit that was started in Atlanta, Georgia at Campus Church. We call it Christian ministry through martial arts, so we're using martial arts to teach biblical principles. I wouldn't call what we teach a Christian martial art, but certainly a biblically based program.
I think a great reason I found to do Warriors for Christ, I'm growing. I am growing as a person, I'm growing as a martial artist.
I don't know, it just makes you want to be a part and feel like you're part of the family.
I think martial arts has been like the most healthy, pure activity. It's consistent, it's every week, and it's supportive, and it's rewarding.
I just made friends even though I didn't even think I was going to.
It's a good place for families. You get to grow together.
Ready? Whenever you're ready, you go.
Yeah, Caleb. Yeah, Caleb.
You go. Our desire for this ministry and for Brooks Avenue is kind of twofold, right? We want to build people in Christ. We want to build people in their understanding of Christ. We want to build people in their foundation of Christ no matter where they're at. And then the other thing I think we want people to get out of it is if you've got somebody that you've like, I'd never be able to get that person to church. Like, we're the program for that person.
The vision for Warriors for Christ is pretty simple. It's share martial arts in an encouraging biblical environment and help people realize that the two are not mutually exclusive, to show them what a loving relationship with God actually looks like.
So I am not anything necessarily. I practice religion to an extent, and I do kind of want to start going to church because of this. I'm just very open, like I just talk, and so I tell my friends, I tell my coworkers, like I've had to take off work Tuesday nights because I'm like, hey, I got martial arts.
Being that it's a ministry, being able to share what Christians really look like and how we can really encourage one another to people that aren't Christians. Warriors in Atlanta had a lot of people that came that had never set foot in a church before.
When we were in Atlanta, we had Buddhists that attended, we had atheists that attended, we had Muslims, and I had a Hindu family of about 15 people that studied with us for over 15 years.
And that's where we are going in our next phase, and that's what we're going to look to keep doing.
For me, it was hard to just study the Bible and implement these ideas, but I know how to physically translate things that I do into a spiritual lesson because I can see the physical. I can't always see the spiritual, right? So to me, those two kind of go hand in hand.
It's very good exercise. Of the 3 martial arts that I've done, I would say it is the hardest, the most thorough, and the most strenuous. And that is a good thing.
It's the most fun.
It is also the most fun, yeah.
Like, you're a white belt or you're not a belt, like perfect. There's so many good things to it, and I think that's why people should do it, regardless of religion.
That's another good thing about martial arts. I have gotten so much more like stamina, stability. We were testing and I was like, oh, I don't feel like I'm gonna die coming up from these falls. Like my white belt test, I was like real struggling. It was a struggle bus.
I feel so balanced, and that's just physical, and then also like in a spiritual sense of like balance throughout your day. I don't really feel, I don't wake up all mad and like, or if I do, like I know how to just like breathe, and just like they teach in like the first white belt test is that you do like a really loud key up, you're like, ah, and like the point is to just get all that out, and then you like, you like just push it all down.
Go!
As Joel likes to say, there's a mindset switch somewhere where you become a martial artist instead of practicing martial arts. So I'm still practicing martial arts. My husband Andrew is a martial artist. He's kind of an inspiration as far as like martial arts. He's like a ninja, and I'm like, I want to be a ninja too. And Joel has this charisma about him that makes him a great teacher and a great influencer, and he just explains things really well.
One of the things I really want to do here is I want to teach the teacher. I want to be able to take the next generation of ministry leaders like Jess, who is really the kind of executive minister over Warriors for Christ. And I want to develop people like him and people like Andrew and people like Sam and Holly and these guys. Looking forward to watching them develop, people underneath them.
It's a good place for families. You get to grow together. Like even our class, we're not related, but we bond together.